Now, Kiki really got on my nerves this episode because the way you tried to play in Brandon's face and then get mad because he's not just okay with it, girl, you lied. And you have been lying. And then you waited basically up until like a day or two before y'all left to even be honest about it. And you want him to be, girl, bye. Bye, Kiki. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk the Never Ever Mets, Season 2, Episode 9. I wish we never ever met. I wish I never ever met y'all too, but here we are. If you're brand new to the channel, if you've been here all season and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video. We are headed towards 40,000 subscribers. So this is Episode 9. If you have been here since episode 1, 2, or 3, or whenever you decided to come and join the party, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, stop what you're doing, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up that video, y'all, and then let's leave all our comments down below. Let's talk about this, all right? So the episode picks up where the last one left off, where Ty and Brittany are still arguing about her pointing and doing all of this in his face. Listen, Brittany felt that she wanted to protect him in that moment because Ty walks away, okay? Brittany is telling the rest of the house in the kitchen she wanted to protect Ty's feeling in that moment. And I'm like, girl, why? If you think he's unfuckable, you think he's unfuckable. It's not that big of a deal considering you don't like him. So she feels that he did not protect her. She doesn't think it was right to put their business out at the table. She was like, Ty was being loud and condescending. What do you call you talking like, Brittany? Like, come on. You can't sit here and honestly believe that the way that you were carrying on, what? I guess. So Jathan asks Brittany if she feels that she has been disrespecting Ty with how she walks around the house and how she's been carrying herself. And Brittany has no idea what she's talking about. Jay said, I can tell you. She said, like, he's doing everything for you. He's making you breakfast. He's bringing you stuff. You're not giving him anything back in return. Brittany said, well, that's the issue. Y'all are only taking one side. Y'all are only talking to one side. And I'm like, what are you doing then, Brittany? Because now would be the perfect opportunity for you to be like, no. You haven't seen that I've done this for him. You haven't seen that I'm doing this for him. You don't have any examples because you know that they're right. So Brittany then goes on to say that she's not loud with her. She moves in silence. I said, oh, okay. So Jay then said in her confessional that Brittany thinks she is top bitch. Truth be told, Jay, I think you think that you top bitch. I think you think that you're top bitch, Jay, but I mean, quiet as it's kept. So Brittany said that they are all being dramatic and immature. So Alexis is like, girl, I don't even think Ty wants food or tea. He wants attention and kisses. He wants physical touch. Physical touch does not have to be y'all fucking. It doesn't. It can be you rubbing his back. The way that Alexis and Jay were leaning on their men respectively, you could be doing that too. You're not doing that. Jay points out that Ty wants the attention that you giving every other nigga up in here. The way that you're always touching and hugging and being playful with the other men, that's the same type of energy that Ty wants. And we get some flashbacks and she do be all up over the other guys. She does, okay? So Brittany's response is, I do what I do. I do what I do. She said that Jay is doing too much. Sinko said, no, you do be tickling me. Brittany conveniently does not remember. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. Jay said that she looks like a promiscuous whore. I said, Claude have mercy. Wowza. So Brittany is like, what's the definition of promiscuous? What's the definition of promiscuous? Brittany, do you know the definition of promiscuous? I'm just wondering, So Jay said, so then Brittany is like, you're calling me promiscuous, Jay, where you were bent over in the shower the first night. Yeah, but she was bent over with her nigga, though. That's the difference, Brittany. She was bent over with the guy that she came to the house to meet. She's not going around touching on everybody. She's giving that type of attention to her dude. That's the difference. So Brittany says she refuses to have ignorant conversations. Girl, you the ignorant one. I I would have ran through Brittany if I was in the kitchen at that moment. You started the conversation, dummy. So she says she refuses to have a back and forth. People that say that are usually saying that because they're losing, but whatever. So Jay was like, well, Brittany, you can go. Ty walks in the kitchen and Brittany leaves, of course. And he's like, she always leaves when the situation gets hot. When she can't take it, she always wants to run out. So Ty said, look, I'm not going to keep apologizing to smooth things over. Even in the moments, in the times, the situations where I'm not 100% wrong, I am still going above and beyond to apologize so that things can go smooth. And if Brittany doesn't want to take accountability, then fuck it all to hell. And I said, I know that's right. Yes. Yes. I was in here. Yes, Ty. Yes, because Brittany and Keke don't understand the word accountability. They don't understand that, damn it, sometimes I'm wrong too. They don't get that. So Brittany is doing a diary cam talking about, I can't have a conversation with stupid. I can't have a conversation with stupid. So she then said that you can't teach people to grow out of ignorance, and this is all believe her, and she's leaving. Girl, get the fuck on. Get the fuck on, Brittany. Because the way that you run and trying to run down on these people in the confessional, when you're the stupid, you're the ignorant one, you're the one that's really beneath these people because you don't know how to be a fucking adult. Brittany, bye. Like, girl, you did way too much in this scene. The issue is they pulled your card. And they've been collecting little things that you've been doing, and they threw that shit in your face, and you can't take it because you know that they were right. You know that they were right. So the next morning, Jay and Sinko are talking about where they want to live. This conversation irritated me because on one hand, Sinko lives in Atlanta, Jay lives in Chicago. They each want the other to move to where they are. Jay keeps saying she doesn't want to uproot her son. She said that he has best friends. I was with Sinko. He's 4. He's 4. He's 4. On one hand, the way that Sinko keeps, I understand what Jay is saying. Don't dismiss my son's feelings and all that type of stuff because he is a child. That stuff does matter. But at the end of the day, Jay, it's not because you don't want to uproot your son out of his elementary school. You don't want to move to Atlanta. You don't want to move. You don't want to have to uproot your life. You want him to uproot his. And that's the power struggle they're going back and forth with. Jay doesn't understand why Sinko can't just pick up everything and move. And her basis is, well, it's easier for you because you don't have kids. Jay said it's going to be hard for her to pack up everything. I mean, I feel like y'all should have had this conversation before coming to the house, but it's going to end up being Sinko probably acquiescing to what Jay wants and moving up to Chicago. She said that's where her support system is. Her family is there. But then she's like, my job is there. Now, I think Sinko works from home, so he technically can, but you can't, the same way that Sinko can't make light of your son being 4, you can't make light of his life because he is single as well. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have kids. Like, is Sinko's family in Atlanta? Maybe that's where his support system is as well. Jay does not see the benefit in moving her child cross country. Okay. So we then see Brittany and Ty talk. She tells him that she doesn't feel like this is working, and it's not. Ty agrees. Brittany feels like she was getting attacked in the kitchen and felt that Ty should have come in to defend her. What is he supposed to come in and defend exactly, Brittany? When have you ever defended Ty about anything? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. So Ty then said that when he came back to the kitchen, the conversation was about her flirting and touching on the other men. Now, I don't know what's going on with Owen's editing this season, but a lot of stuff that we see before the commercial break as the coming up next is somehow not in the cut when they come back. Because, whatever. So Brittany then said it's a lot of jealousy in the house. Baby, who's jealous of you and why? Why would anybody be jealous of you, Brittany? What are they jealous about? Everybody there was with a nigga. And truth be told, they men look better than yours. So, like, nobody's jealous of you. So she then said that she will not take accountability for flirting with the other men and said that that's just her. So they both agree to leave. Ty no longer wants to be in a situation where he is mistreated and is not appreciated and go where you are celebrated, not tolerated, Ty. I don't even like you, but no, Brittany's not the one. So they come in to tell everybody goodbye, and Ty is telling everybody bye and hugging people, shaking the men's hands, and Brittany just walks by. So Alexis is like, damn, girl, you're not going to say bye? Brittany pays them dust and goes upstairs. Charlie, Jared's Black Queen, walks into where Brittany is packing up her stuff, and it's like, are you going to keep in contact with Ty? And Brittany was like, no, there's no reason to. Now, Charlie is in her confessional being like, I don't know why Brittany's making a big deal about this. Girl, you did not like that man, and your man don't like you, Charlie, so not too much. Mind your business. Don't get involved in this. Tell your friend bye and go on back and cry in the corner. So Brittany's in her confessional still calling everybody ignorant, and it's the projection for me. It's the lack of self-awareness for me. So Ty said that his takeaway from this is to not try to always please other people and that it is okay to put yourself first, and it absolutely is okay to put yourself first. Now, Ty, you also need to take some accountability for the way that you were not putting Brittany anywhere, right? Ty, I think you did put yourself first because you were there to entertain everybody. You wanted to make friends. You wanted everybody to praise you for your cooking and all that type of stuff. You didn't do right by Brittany a lot of times. We saw it. We saw it. It was both of y'all, okay? So Charlie and Jared are sitting outside, and Charlie asks if they were getting the type of advice that they've been going around giving everybody, like, would Jared listen? Because Jared has been, on his Iyanla Van Zant out here telling everybody what they should do for their other partner and all this other type of stuff. Jared was like, no. I don't take anyone else's advice. I'll listen, but it's in one ear and out the other. So Charlie is like, so what if I was giving you advice? He said, oh no, I value your opinion. Yes. Charlie is now starting to clock in her confessional that Jared is just a smooth ass talker. He's a hustler. He's a swindler. He is doing whatever he can and saying whatever he can so he can keep cracking, because that's the only reason he came. Y'all are not going to leave together. That man does not want to have 4 additional children. He doesn't. That's just how that is. So the next morning or later, Rhonda, comes in and asks how everyone is doing. Nobody cares that people are leaving Rhonda, okay? Kiki says she hates to see other people leave. Jay said they needed to go because the 4 couples that are left are perfect and beautiful. Jay, you need to relax, baby. You need to relax because y'all don't know where y'all gonna live. So y'all might not be together either, okay? So Jay and Sinko go on a date to create their own sense. And we have seen, this is what the 3rd date we've seen this entire time. This season, while was more entertaining for sure and more organized than last season, y'all still need to do some working on the process. Why didn't everybody go on a date? I don't get that. So Sinko wants to take her to a perfume making class. They can make some of their own scents. I feel like there wasn't a lot to this scene, really. It was nice to see them out of the house. When they were asking, the woman was asking what scents they like. Sinko said tacos and laundry. I said, oh, together? But they once again talk about moving. And Jay said that she is nervous about her child being comfortable in Atlanta. And I was on Sinko's side for this. You won't know unless he's there, then you can see his comfortability level. So Sinko's like, look, I'm not saying that you have to move. I want you to come spend some time in Atlanta, and then we'll make the decision. So Kiki's friend Maya is coming. Why did she spell her name like that? Unnecessary letters, but okay. So when Maya comes in, Brandon did not look excited to meet her. I think Brandon knew some bullshit was getting ready to come. And Kiki is talking to her friend Maya, and she brings up the drinking issue between her and Brandon. And she's like, I didn't even get a full pour. He gave me a lady pour. No, he gave you the pour that you would get at a restaurant. He gave you a full glass of wine. And I get it. Like, when we make drinks for ourselves at home, yeah, we fill that shit up to the brim. But that is not a proper pour of wine. It really wasn't that big of a deal. Kiki. It wasn't. So Kiki hopes that Brandon has been dealing with someone else so that when she tells him that she was dealing with someone else, it won't be that big of a deal. We can say it's even and that's okay. And she wants her friend to help her say it because she's scared to say it herself. Kiki is full of shit. And what did y'all were caping all up and down the highways and byways for her, saying that people were attacking her because of her weight when we were just able to clock her real trash personality? I'm always vindicated. Always when I recap these shows. So Brandon's brother comes in, terrible energy. Alexis opened the door and he walked in, where my brother at, and walked in. She was like, damn, okay, let me show you where he is. So she's like, oh, so where are you from? Where it looked like. I didn't like his brother energy or his hair. So Brandon is talking to his brother and he's basically telling his brother about Kiki's drinking. They rehashed a situation where now I was confused about this. Brandon said that Christian, that's his brother's name, it has been his brother since he was 5. That was his stepbrother. But then it sounds like his mother, like I didn't understand the dynamic, but they had something going on with a stepfather. Cause like, how would y'all have a different stepfather? Like, it doesn't make sense. But they rehashed the same story that Brandon talked about with an older step or a former step parent having a drinking issue. So they all come together, and Kiki asks Brandon what has she learned about him throughout the process. Or what has he learned about her, really? He said, well, I learned that you overthink. And if it isn't your way, then it's the highway, and you have an alcoholism problem. I said, damn. Oh my God. So Kiki was like, everybody drinks every day. This is like a vacation. Y'all are not on vacation. Y'all are not on vacation. So then Kiki was asking Christian, like, if you were on a cruise, like, wouldn't you be drinking every day? And Christian was like, yes. So Maya was like, Kiki don't even drink that often. Is this the friend that y'all were finishing bottles of wine together? Is that the friend? Okay. So Christian said, look, there does need to be some leniency when it comes to the drinking aspect. I still stand and I drink, okay? So I still stand very firm on what I said about this at the beginning of the season. If you are dating somebody and that person feels that your drinking is a little out of control, is a little too much for them, instead of you being defensive about it, have a conversation about it and come to a healthy medium. If y'all cannot come to a healthy medium, then y'all don't need to be together. But Kiki got way too defensive about drinking. Way too defensive. That was crazy. So we then find out that Brandon has gone to Atlanta 4 times. 4 times. And Kiki has flaked on him every single time. So that's why they haven't met. Kiki then goes on to say, okay, the reason that we haven't is because I was still talking to and living with my ex. She then said that she stopped talking and dealing with her ex just at the beginning of the year. So Christian is like, how long have you been with the ex? Kiki said 8 years prior to that. She then said that, so Brandon, I know you were dealing with someone. Brandon said, no, I wasn't. So Kiki is like, I refuse to believe that. I'm not going to believe that you weren't messing around with someone else. And Brandon is like, no, you just don't want to believe it because you were messing around with your ex. So Brandon said, well, look, this is a deal breaker. And so Kiki is upset because in her confessional, she said, I thought that we would talk about it. He would forgive me and we would just move on. Girl, why? Why? Kiki thinks that they can just move past it. Why? You couldn't even answer in the confessional if you still love your ex or not. Kiki, you're not past that. You're not. You still have baggage, baby. But I guess so. Brandon goes and talks to Alexis and tells Alexis that Kiki still has been talking to her ex. And Alexis was like, well, you've been dealing with somebody too. And Brandon was like, no, I haven't messed around with anybody for the past 4 years. And Alexis is like, why? Brandon said, because we were committed. That's why. It's interesting I hate whenever people question other people like that. Like, because they're judging Brandon. If Brandon has said that he has not messed around, that he's been faithful to Kiki this entire time, why are y'all making it seem as if he's such a weirdo? If that's what he did, it's what he did. I mean, shit. So Kiki is in the kitchen and she's telling everybody, Brandon technically thinks I cheated on him because I was still dealing with my ex. And everybody was like, oh, that's not a bomb. And they like you had a baby. That's nothing. That's nothing. And I thought that was shitty of everybody because why are y'all playing off something that Brandon is hurt by? It is a big deal that this entire time that Kiki thought, it is a big deal that this entire time Brandon thought that him and Kiki were at least rocking and rolling, to come to find out that it's one thing that she was dealing with somebody else, but you were living with an ex. So you were really dealing with somebody. So Kiki is like, this is like the best time so that we can see what's going to happen. Like, we're starting out at a clean slate. Like, it's okay. And my thing is, Kiki, you had 2 weeks. How long have they been there? 2 or 3 weeks? You've had time to tell him. But for you to wait until the last 2 days before y'all are leave to say anything, that shit is lame. That's wrong. So the next morning, Kiki said that she gets the initial shock from Brandon, but it's time to move on. Girl, what? What? So Sinko explains to Kiki why Brandon is upset. And I'm like, oh, now you want to explain it to her. You were the main one downplaying it the night before, Sinko. You being fake. You being real, real fake. So Brandon and Kiki go have breakfast together. And he asked her, why did you wait so long to tell me? And she was like, there wasn't just a good time. And, we weren't really seeing each other. So I just didn't feel the need to like shake the table. Brandon said, but you lied during that challenge about holding secrets. Kiki said it wasn't a secret. It was just withholding information. Kiki said that she has too many deal breakers, then said that Kiki said that Brandon has too many deal breakers, and then said, I got deal breakers on my own. There's things about you that I don't like. You don't let me talk. You be moping around and pouting. I can't tell if you like me or not. And I'm like, now you just pulling shit out. So Brandon is like, what? Kiki then said, I just want you to be nice to me. He is being nice to you though. So Kiki said that she's the only one that's taking accountability. Brandon said, look, I let the drinking shit go. I let it go. You've been drinking like a motherfucker, and I'm not saying a word. I said, ooh, okay. He wants an apology for how she handled things last night. She doesn't believe that she owes him one. So he said, fine, do you want to end this? And she was like, what, the conversation? He said, nah, we can end everything. She doesn't answer. So he picks up his breakfast and said, I'm going to go eat my breakfast. And she was like, the breakfast you kept from me? Girl, you've been eating. Kiki, your plate looks like you've been eating. Stuff is like all spread around. You've been eating? Kiki's trash to me. I feel like it's one thing for you to drop this bomb on him, but to have no remorse about it whatsoever, and then to make it seem as if he is so wrong because he feels slighted is interesting. I think there's one episode left, y'all. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.